Hello everybody, welcome to Blackphoenix Entertainment. Today we're going to talk about the Can-Am On-Road 2022 lineup that involves the Spyders and the Rykers. Now if you watched my last video, it was about the teaser video that Can-Am and BRP had put out about their 2022 lineup. There were a lot of things going back and forth about some rumors, what's going to be involved, what's not. I can tell you the one thing that I heard, one of them, out of all the things, was actually true, and that is the Can-Am Rykers Sports Edition. No turbos, no electric Spyders, nothing crazy for this lineup here. I did get the information though that Can-Am is looking to go electric by 2026. That's their goal. What will it be before then? Will it be after then? I don't know, but it seems to be that that's around the year that they're looking to have most likely an electric Ryker. I highly doubt they're going to do an electric Spider, but who knows. So let's get into talking about the RT model first, and then we'll swing through all the models and I'll let you know what I think of it. Prefacing all of this with the teaser and some of the rumors and stuff that I've heard, I am disappointed. And I'm going to go along, as we go along, I'm going to talk about why I'm disappointed with certain aspects. But let's jump into the RT. They've kept three models. You guys can't see that. The RT Limited, and the RT Sea to Sky. Now, I 100% agree with this, because you've got the base RT that does not have the top or the backrest or anything on that. It's actually removable. It's kind of like a bare bones touring bike. Then you got the Limited, which adds that, and some speakers and some other models. And then you've got the Sea to Sky, which is everything. It even comes with like luggage that fits inside some of your saddlebags in the front area. So still same engine, which is one of my disappointments. It's still the Rotax 1330, but it still only makes 115 horsepower. So, and especially for a big touring bike or trike, it needs more power. These are gonna get weighed down, whether it's two up, whether it's just filling up all the saddlebags, the front or whatever, or pulling the trailer behind you. You're pushing these things, and just a little bit, maybe another 15-20 horsepower, change the power band a little bit, give you a little bit more torque down low for the people who are pulling trailers, I think would help and would be noticeable. But again, it doesn't look like Can-Am's looking to change any of their tunes or engines or anything like that right now. It does still look like the RTs are using the self-leveling air suspension, so that's good. That definitely helps out a little bit. And the current Sea to Sky for 2021 is more of a, I've seen it in person, more of a greenish color. It looks like they're going into what they call a mysterious blue color. So, looks black on video, looks kind of black in pictures, so it may be one of those things that may, I want to say like a midnight purple type mystery blue type color. Could look like that in person. Who knows? We won't know until we see it in person, obviously. So, honestly, not all that much going on with the RTs. Alright, let's talk about the F3s, which leads me to more disappointment here. Still, same 1330 motor, 115 horsepower. We've got one new model here. So you've got the basic F3, you've got the F3S, now you've got the F3S Special Series, the F3T, the F3 Limited, and the F3 Limited Special Series. So it looks like we've got two special series out of all of this, which gives you a grand total of 6 different versions of the F3. Options are good. from a bird's eye view, and then as you dig deeper, you realize you're not really getting all that much. Now, the F3 Special Series comes in this nice little black and green color. I'm going to put that up there so you guys can see that. I approve of the color. It looks pretty nice. That's the only color it comes in, which I guess makes sense for a special edition. They did that with the RSSs. Every year was a different special color scheme. I'm okay with that. The problem is the F3S and the F3 only come in black. So if you only want a base model Spider, you better be happy with black. Now the F3T only comes in white and like a looks like a gray type color. I just want to call it gray, like a matte gray. The F3 Limited comes in a few different colors, and the F3 Limited Special Series comes in a red, which again looks pretty cool. At least that's a little bit different. Now, reading up on what makes the F3S and the Special Series different, it looks like they just added some accessories, basically, to the F3S. Looks like some chrome, some mono seats, stuff like that. I'm going to throw a couple of pictures up here of what I can find, and then compare that to a regular F3S. As far as the touring ones, the F3T and the Limited, it doesn't look like anything's really changed with that. And as far as the Limited Special Series, comes with a couple more extra options that the Limited doesn't, and of course the color. So, again, like I said, you've got 6 models overall, but not much of a change over the 2020 or the 2021 Spyders. And again, I'm happy that they came out with a Special Series, but you didn't really give us much besides like cool paint job and a couple chrome accessories. So I really think for the F3 it is 100% stale at this point. It's been the same trike over and over for the last few years, and why not just go buy an older F3 with some less miles on it for about 10 grand cheaper? Like really, in my honest opinion, I don't see a reason other than you wanting a special paint job on an F3 to go out and buy a new 2022 F3. Just what I think. Alright, on with the Rykers. Technically, we are getting 4 different versions of the Can-Am Ryker. The base Ryker will come with a 600 and a 900cc motors. This is the only version you're going to see that 600cc motor. All the other versions of the Ryker now have the 900cc motor exclusively. So, base model hasn't changed all that much. You get what you get as far as comparing it to the other years. An interesting thing that I do see is an eco and sport mode on the base model. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think the older base model Rykers came with that. So that's just something of interest that I noticed on the notes below here. Now, the fun one. Let's talk about it. The Ryker Sport comes in a whole bunch of different colors, and all the Rykers, they have a whole bunch of panels and stuff like that. I'll talk about that, but they specify, especially with the Sport, and I quote, bold sport styling with new trims and finishes, which you can span across all the Rykers, because obviously they all share the same body panels. Comes with adjustable KYB HPG suspension with preload adjustment, which means you can adjust the suspension, not on the fly, but as you're stopped, you can adjust the preload. As if you're used to modifying cars and having coilover suspensions and stuff like that, very similar to that. There'll be a knob that you're going to be able to turn, and you'll be able to adjust your preload that way. Also has a what they're calling a max mount structure with like a link system for the back of it, so you can attach accessories and bags and passenger seat and stuff like that to it. And they specify at the bottom, sport mode for more fun drifting on paved roads and cruise control. I'm going to have to make note of this. Again, it's the same 900cc motor with no extra power. And they've specified that. I watched a little clip of the text from Can-Am talking about it. They have not bumped the power up in any of their motors on anything. So I'm going to question whether or not you can actually drift this Ryker Sport on paved roads. Not for more than 2 seconds. Like, consistently drift this thing. Because that's really, when you say that, it needs to do it, or, you know, it's kind of doomed to fail. So that's that. That's the Sport. Again, my honest opinion, I think they missed the mark here. I get what they're going for, but there's not enough there. The suspension is cool. I will admit that. Adjustable suspension, all that stuff. If you're going to call it a sport and you're going to advertise fun drifting in sport mode on pavement, blah, 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 give us something. Drop one of your turbo motors in there. Up the, bore out that motor if you can. Give us 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 cc's out of it. Give us something to differentiate that sports Spider that we're spending the money on from the base model Spider. Just my humble opinion. Alright, we're going to move on to the Rykers Rally. This was rumored to disappear. This is one of those rumors. They said we thought they were going to get rid of the rally, they're going to come out with the sport, and that's it. No. Interestingly enough, we're going to have a sport and a rally. And they've actually done some interesting things with the rally. I'm going to throw up a picture of the rally there. You can see right off the bat, they changed the rims. I think, and I'm going to give you credit, Can-Am, you have listened to some of the Rykers Rally people complain about some of the faults of it and basically some weak points, and you seem to have fixed it. So, and now in fixing it, you've got the front and rear KYB HPG shocks, again, with remote adjusters and 1 inch of extra suspension travel. Again, because it's a rally, so it's going to sit up a little bit higher so you can do the off-road riding with it. It's got some guards, it's got a front little, what do they call, rally handlebar up front there. Again, comes with a max mount, and also comes with rally mode for more fun drifting on loose surfaces and cruise control. Cruise control is interesting, but I'll get into that in a second. So again, the rallies are cool. I know a bunch of local guys with the rallies. You've probably seen them on the videos. They seem to have a ton of fun with it. It does, again, I've seen them do burnouts and drifting and stuff like that. And that's all well and good, but now you have a sport and you have a rally. Again, I'm questioning what makes them so different that they can't do what the other one does. Do you kind of get where I'm going with that? Okay, cool. Yeah, the rally's about 1 inch higher. Yeah, it comes with knobby tires, different rims and stuff like that. That's nothing that you can't do on the sport. So again, it doesn't, maybe a few $100. Let's swap tires. Let's swap rims. You got yourself a rally for the money of a sport. So I like the direction, and I think it's a good one. I just think they really need someone to really help them clear different paths for the different Rykers. Again, just my opinion. And with the max system and throwing more bags on this and the cruise control, again, storage is an issue on Rykers, but what are you trying to convey here? They're supposed to be like urban bikes, short range, not really touring bikes. Throwing cruise control on there, I don't know. To me, it's cool. It's an option. That's great. Take it on a short highway trip or whatever. Is it worth the extra money? I don't know. Is it worth the tech? Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bitter because I don't have cruise control on my Spider. That could just be me. And take all of this as my opinion. This is just me looking at what's here, what Can-Am is offering, and giving you my opinion about it. So take a look at this. This is what I was talking about with all the accessories. You can see here, that's what they're calling a max and link system. You can put a back seat here, you got baggage and stuff like that. You can see kind of new panels here. They got some few new things going on here. They're coming out with a lot of accessories, especially for the Ryker. So you got an audio system that goes up front here. You got the windshield, some floorboards. Here's what I'm talking about, the links box, the urban bag, stuff like that. And they specifically go into the panels. Again, all of that looks cool. And it is a good direction. I just think it needs a little bit more fine detailing. Gotta pour through the strainer a little bit, kind of separate things out a little bit. And I think you would end up in a much better direction and a more clearer direction with the Ryker. Okay, so like I kind of said at the beginning, I am honestly disappointed, and it's not just because of some of the rumors that were coming out. It's because I said it with the F3. It's stale. The RT is okay. The RT is what it's going to be, and I think they're nailing the RT. It's your road trip machine. It's your cross country machine. You're going to have a ton of baggage on it. You're going to have saddlebags and stuff like that. That is fine. It does need a little bit more power, and I think most people who ride the new RT will agree with that. The F3 is 100% stale. You guys need to do something with that. Come out with another Daytona type edition. And years ago, I think it was 2016, you came up with a prototype turbo F3. What happened with that? I guarantee I'll throw an extra $5,000, maybe $8,000 at you, Can-Am, if you came out with a stock F3 turbo Spider. Like, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who would do that. You really need to look at your F3 lineup, and you got to do something big with it for 2023, because it is, like I said, 100% stale, and people are going to go buy old ones for about $10,000 less, with not all that many more miles than the new one would be. Now the Rykers, again, an interesting spot. I just talked about it. Not much besides the difference between the 600 base and all the other 900cc Spyders, and of course the suspension that comes with the Sport and the Rally as opposed to the base. Not much else separates them all, because you can just buy all these accessories that you want to make your Ryker your own, which is great. That is awesome, because you can go out and you can buy a base and you can just buy, alright, I just want these accessories with it, and that's fine. That's great. But now you're marketing a Sport and a Rally, and again, like I said before, not much difference between the two. Not even power. They share the same motor. You can swap tires out, you can swap rims out, and you can add those Rally accessories to a Sport. So again, I think there needs to be much more deviation between them, and again, my opinion, take it for what it is. Rally is what it is. I think I would leave it. I might mess around with the suspension a little bit more, because if you want to go off-road, off-road gets bumpy. So you might want to, get a little bit more height clearance on that, and have it be able to take a little bit more bumps shock-wise. The Sport, if anything, needed a turbo or at least a 1200cc motor. If you're going to advertise a Sport and say, hey, you're going to go into Sport mode and be drifting on dry pavement and stuff like that, it better be able to do it. Because if people go out here and they spend the money on the Sport and it can't deliver, that's not good PR, and that's not good for Can-Am. And don't get me wrong, I want Can-Am to succeed. I want new Spyders to come out. I want new Rykers to come out. I want to succeed, because the Spider got me back into riding with my injuries and all of that. Without that, I wouldn't be riding again. I wouldn't be here in front of all of you, and I truly appreciate that. But again, I'm going to throw the word out. It's getting stale. I think there needs to be a change, and I think they can learn from Harley. Harley just got stuck in its way, got wicked stale, and was not bringing in new customers, was turning over the same bike over and over again. They learned. They're turning a new corner, and I really like the direction that Harley's going in. Can-Am, BRP, I think you need to look at that and be like, alright, maybe we are getting a little stale. What can we do in either 2023 or 2024 to really spice up our lineup and get people to be like, hey, that is really cool. I'm going to go check it out, and I'm probably going to buy one. Alright, all that being said, I'm going to talk about my Can-Am RS for a minute. You guys know I've been doing a ton of work to it. Here it is. It is definitely not stock, and I'm not done. I've got more that I'm doing, at least by the end of this year, maybe into the spring. Definitely, if you're interested in performance for your Spider, especially the older Spyders, if you've got the 998 motor, you're going to want to stick around, you're going to want to subscribe, and you're going to want to kind of keep track of what I'm doing with this Spider, because I may be onto something, and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, because I need to still confirm a couple things, but if what I'm thinking is true, it's huge. Absolutely huge, and will open up a ton of options for people with the older Spyders, or people who want a performance Spider. You can go out and buy yourself an old Spider and do these things to it. But I'm going to stop, because again, I don't want to spoil anything. So thank you for everyone who stuck around through this video. I definitely appreciate it, and this week has been a lot of fun, honestly. Just watching Can-Am and reading all the rumors and talking to people and interacting with a couple of the Can-Am on-road ambassadors. That was pretty cool. So if you like what I'm doing, go down in my description, let me know, and give me some discussion topics too. If you guys want to talk about specific things about the newer Spyders, or any Spider or Ryker in general, let me know, and I'll do a video on it, and we'll see how it goes. So, all that being said, I think it may long be overdue for me to bid you adieu. So goodbye and good night.